For the love of Pete, can we just grow up? Apparently no, because last night on football, Bob Costas had this to say.
Well, you knew it was coming. In the aftermath of the nearly unfathomable events in Kansas City, cliches was heard yet again. Something like this really puts it all in perspective. Well, if so, that sort of perspective has a very short shelf life, since we will inevitably hear about the perspective we have supposedly again regained the next time ugly reality intrudes upon our game.
Yeah, that's what I was the same thing.
Amazing.
I thought the same thing when I heard this morning. It's almost creepier with this God Bless America thing going on in the background.
Yeah,
Here's our
Second
Amendment rights this guy's talking about that we don't really need, and in the background, that kind of creepy...
God Bless America.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Please, those who need tragedies to continually recalibrate their sense of proportion about sports would seem to have little hope of ever truly achieving perspective. You want some actual perspective on this? Well, a bit of it comes from the Kansas City-based writer Jason Whitlock, with whom I do not always agree, but who today said it so well that we may as well just quote or paraphrase from the end of his article. Our current gun culture, Whitlock wrote, ensures that more and more domestic disputes will end in the ultimate tragedy, and that more convenience store confrontations over loud music coming from a car will leave more teenage boys bloodied and dead.
Okay, stop for a second. Stop for a second. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. What responsible gun owners are doing that? What responsible gun? This is about the culture, for the love of Pete. This is not about guns. This is about the culture. If you're living in a culture that glorifies death or cheapens life, then you're going to get into an argument, and you're going to be in a Denny's, and you're going to pound somebody's face on the table for more syrup. But that's not about the syrup being there or not being there. That's the culture. That is the culture that we live in. And guns have nothing to do with the culture that we live in.
And it's about personal responsibility. It's about not constantly searching for something else to blame other than the person who perpetrated the crime. And that is constantly what we do.
Yeah.
I was listening to sports radio over the weekend, and it's just these guys constantly come out, and there's like, the game is going to be played, and I think what we're going to see is obviously a lot of tributes, a lot of wreaths, and think people remembering their friend who and their co-teammate who cares about him? He killed the mother of this child, his girlfriend. When you start, who gives a crap about the suicide? I'm to be perfectly honest with you, glad the suicide happened. After that, I'm fine with it. I'm glad the guy's dead. He just killed this innocent woman. Yeah, it saved us money. I'm glad it's over. From that perspective, after he does that, who gives a crap about him? He is dirt. He is dirt to this society.
I can't believe that they were, I don't know, a football fan. They were talking spiritedly about him?
They lost their friend. And
they lost their friend? Their friend was a killer.
I think they'll come together to honor him. Honor him? Honor him for murder?
But they're going to bring in, if he was mentally
he was a great football player.
He was mentally ill.
If he's mentally ill, that's a different story.
It's a different story.
Why aren't we having the conversation?
Right.
That's my point with this Bob Costas rant, is we shouldn't be having the conversation about guns. We should be having a conversation about mental illness.
We should. Yes, we should. Or, and they're going to have the discussion. Now they're saying that it was maybe brought about. I don't know if this is excuses coming out from his friends or this is the effort to shut down the NFL too.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to talk about the concussions he might have had, the brain injury he may have suffered. So now you're going to start.
Now it's a brain injury.
Now it's a brain injury, and you're going to start seeing.
Do we know his mom and dad?
More and more calls.
How are mom and dad? How do they raise him?
Probably not well, Glenn.
Okay, probably not well. So it's probably their fault too.
Yeah, it probably
brain
is.
Injuries. It's probably the NFL and his mom or dad's fault.
First of all, ban the NFL, then ban parents.
Yeah.
Ban parents.
Yes.
But certainly guns have to be in there as well.
The state knows. The state knows best.
Of course they know, because
the state would have been able to just step in on this young man's tragic childhood.
We could have banned the parents, and it would have been better.
Right. Not all parents, just bad parents.
Just bad ones, and then the UN takes control and finds good parents for them.
Did you hear, by the way, in Great Britain, you want to see our future, look to Great Britain. Did you hear, speaking of banning parents, that somebody was trying to, they had a foster child, but they were conservatives?
Mm-hmm.
And the child was taken away from them because they were conservative?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That's
a good thing.
That's good.
That's a good thing.
That's
you don't want them raised conservatively.
No.
You don't want that.
No.
You don't want a lot of things happening. What if this man had not had a gun, but he had a knife? I think we ban knives.
What if he, thank goodness we have the cable industry and high-definition televisions now, so we don't have rabbit ears. Because he could have taken those rabbit ears and jammed them in your eye.
Yes.
You can do this. I mean, this is what's so ridiculous about this line of thought. Give me a way that people die, Glenn. Give me a way that people die. Pools. Okay, they die. Right, they drown in pools.
They drown in pools.
Let's see.
In fact, I think more people drown in pools every year in the United States than are killed by handgun.
Okay.
Maybe killed by handgun owners or certainly concealed weapons permit owners.
How about dogs?
Okay, well, hold on. Let's go with pool. So give me these things. Let's see. So way people die in the pool. Glenn Beck is your name. Let's see. Let's see. Active version. So what do you do in a pool? You swim, right? So swimming. Okay, and then let's see. What pools again?
Are you doing a Mad Lib?
Yeah, I'm doing a little Mad Lib here with Bob Costas' statement. Give me 3 things that are bad.
Such genius.
Yeah, they're such genius. Yeah. Give me 3 things that are bad about swimming. What can go wrong in swimming?
You can get water in your mouth. You can drown.
Water in your mouth.
Mm-hmm. The chlorine doesn't taste
your
good.
Your hair gets bleached.
Oh boy, yeah, that's
really bad. Yellow.
My wife is very blonde, and when she was a teenager, they had a pool. Hair went green one summer.
It's awful.
Went green. That should be banned. That's not good.
There's not a bar in the pool.
Oh, wow.
The what?
There's not a bar in the pool?
Sometimes there are bars.
There are bars in the pool. I would say,
but not all.
But I mean, when you're swimming, well, you stay in too long, your hands get pruned. That's always bad. Prune hands.
What do you have?
Okay, and then
you're taking Costas' speech.
Yeah, give me a random name. Anybody's first name. Bill. Okay.
No, make it Bob.
You want Bob?
Bob, yeah.
Okay, Bob. I'm going to change that to Bob, and then
let's make it Bob and a last name, like a common one, like Costas. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's the second.
It's
Smith
and then for us, Wesson.
Smith and then Costas. I think are the 2 most popular names.
And then and then I need let's see, Bob Costas again, and then I need another. Another random name.
Steve.
Bergersenberg.
Bergersenberg
with an H at the end. Berg. B-U-R-G-H.
Spell it just like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Our current pool culture, Glenn Beck wrote, ensures that more and more swimming will end in the ultimate tragedy.
Wow.
Pools do not enhance our safety.
No, that's true.
They exacerbate our hair bleaching. They tempt us to get pruned hands and bait us into swallowing water rather than avoiding it. In the coming days, Bob Costas' actions and their possible connection to swimming will be analyzed. But here, wrote Glenn Beck, is what I believe. If Bob Costas didn't possess a pool, he and Steve Bergersenberg would both be alive today.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That's beautiful. That's powerful.
When Steve went under the water, he was
like, it was
really
awful.
Pools kill people.
Yeah.
But people really do die in pools.
Yeah, they die.
They do.
A lot.
A lot die in pools.
More people in pools than probably by responsible handgun owners.
Do you know, probably we should look that up. Do you know what the number one killer in the house is?
I think it's a bathtub.
I don't think so. I believe it's either the bathtub. I think bathtub's number 2 to
we should ban bathtubs.
To what?
Dishwashers.
Dishwashers?
Dishwasher?
Dishwasher.
How does a dishwasher?
I believe dishwasher is the most dangerous. That's what it is. It's the most dangerous appliance in the house.
Okay. How does that hurt people?
How does that?
Because people leave it open.
Yeah.
And they put their forks and knives with the points up.
Yeah, and impale themselves on them?
And they fall
Stop it.
into the dishwasher.
No way.
Stop it. It is the most dangerous appliance in the house.
Kids climb up there, too. Get their feet stuck into that.
And it's not really wildly dangerous.
Really?
I think we should ban all dishwashers. Ban them.
Yeah. I mean, if this is happening, we must.
Well, let's do it real quick here.
Let's do it real quick.
Current dishwasher culture.
Yeah. Just read it as we go. We'll just fill it in.
Our current dishwasher culture, Glenn Beck wrote, ensures that more and more dishwashing will end in the ultimate tragedy. Dishwashers do not enhance our safety.
No, they don't.
They exacerbate our laziness.
Yes.
They tempt us to
not have clean, sparkling clean dishes because you get that spotted
unsanitary conditions.
Yes.
They bait us into bending down all the time because they're on the ground almost
and tripping.
In the coming days, Bob Costas' actions and the possible connection to dishwashers will be analyzed. But here, wrote Glenn Beck, is what I believe. If if Bob Costas didn't possess a dishwasher, he and Bill Johannesburg-Bergenturn would both be alive today.
Well, Bob, in this scenario, Bob actually crawled into the dishwasher, closed it, and killed himself in it.